Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to kliqthistv.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussions.
See, I always ask for a new edit every week after the open. Maybe for this one, Wes, you paint me up a little. That's why. Right there is why you got to paint me up. And you got to paint Kev up.
He's OG, man. You can't take the that's my boy's gimmick.
Well, it'd be like Kiss. I'd just be a new character. I could be skinny, Twiggy. Everybody, Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast special week. We'll call this the 313 episode. We should have waited for episode 313 for this, I'm realizing now. But Violent J, if you don't, this is the real Violent J. This is not one of my face replacement gimmicks, the one and only Violent J, half of the Insane Clown Posse, and Juggalo Championship Wrestling. We're going to talk about it all. Jay, how have you been?
I've been really good, man. You know, it's so dope. Man, it's overwhelming. You know what I mean? To be sitting here with you guys, man.
Well,
Sean, you know how bad I wanted to come on here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm honoring you guys.
As soon as as soon as I found out you wanted to be on, I'm like, man, let's make this happen.
I'm so happy, man, and I appreciate you guys so much, man. I'm fucking honored, and this is definitely very cool, man.
Oh,
nice job.
I'm happy to be with you guys. I'm a mark, and I'm totally fucking marking out. But both of you guys, you know, Sean, man, I told you when I met you. You know what I mean? I love you, man. You're like the best at what you do. You know what I mean? And you're my favorite by far of anybody doing what you always took it serious. He makes every person he's interviewing. I'm sitting there assuming they've been down for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And they're on the same side of everything. Like they have the same opinion of every fucking thing. You know what I mean? You're that fucking transparent at what you do, Sean. And it's the fucking shit, man. And I admire you, you know. And the craziest thing, Kev, when this is so cool. Sean put a book out and I'm sitting there reading it, right? And he's talking about what it's like interviewing these guys. And he gets on our thing talking about us. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here it comes, man. We're about to get, it's going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? And he totally puts us over, man. And I was just like, what? You know what I'm saying? It was so dope, man. I just love you guys, man. And I appreciate being here, man. You know, and back in WCW, man, when you came down the hallway, bro, it's like a god coming down the hallway. You know what I'm saying? For real, Kev.
Thank you.
I mean, but the thing is, Joe, man, it's just like one of the funniest things is, man, I got a 60-year-old buddy here in town, man, and he grew up in Jersey, and I came home and I had a bunch of swag from you guys. And like my shits, I need 3X, and a lot of it was XL. So I said, "Hey, do you want any of this?" And like my buddy Lewis is like, "Yeah." He's rocking fucking ICP like T-shirts. Like they're vintage as fuck now because they're like 25, 30 years old. He rocks them all the time, and people fucking walk by and go whoop whoop, and he'll be like, he knows now, you know, but. ICP's fucking that's you're as iconic as it comes, man.
Oh, thank you, man. You know, I think a lot of times an entertainer, wrestlers and musicians, careers are like a banana. All right. Yeah, they come out, they're hard at the tip, you know what I mean? And then they swoop down. And they get to a point like my friend Vanilla Ice, where he was opening for us at like 1,000-seaters. You know what I mean? He went from playing the Palace in Detroit, fucking selling it out 5 times to, you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? And then they get, but over time they come back up and they get hard again because Vanilla Ice is back to fucking selling out arenas again on these I Love the 90s tours. You know what I mean? And artists in entertainers and wrestlers, they become iconic. You know
Yep.
what I mean? But they all go through this life part where they don't shine as hard. You know what I mean? Some do, of course.
Yeah.
So some find ways to fucking. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, but I think what happens too is just like you've always stayed with the times, and if like I Conrad and I used to always say real recognizes real. It's just is as easy as that. So if you're a real motherfucker, then it's just if you're a poser, man, it's hard to fucking pose for 30 fucking years. But if you're real, it's easy to get up and be you. So that's the whole thing, you know. If you're a real motherfucker and people like your shit, they're always gonna like your shit because you're being you. I'm just Kevin Nash at 65 now. I'm the same motherfucker that had the Tupac bandana on WCW when I was 35. It's just
Yes,
30.
right.
It's just 30 years difference.
And my brother, you know, and the cool thing about being a real one, okay, is like my brother says, you know, dang, what if, you know, like if we're talking about doing a reality show or something, he's like, or a documentary and giving somebody all access. And he's like, well, what if they see everything? You know, like, what if they get all into our stuff? You know, I'm like, Rob, what do we have to fucking hide? You know what I'm saying? There's literally nothing I'm embarrassed about. Me and Joey always say that. Well, I say this to Joey. The only thing I would be embarrassed about is if somebody had footage of me jacking off. You know what I'm saying? I think about it, I'm like, I don't want nobody to have footage of me jacking off, rubbing one out. Anything else, I can give a fuck. I have nothing to hide.
Well, this
You
is
know
why
what I'm
you're here.
saying?
This is why you're here tonight. We're
Yeah.
gonna set that final record. We're gonna tilt the camera down, and you can just hammer away.
No, I remember when I'd come home from school and I'd rub one off. You know, and when you're rubbing one off, man, when you feel that motherfucker catch and it's time to go home, and you're rubbing one off, like you don't know what the fuck happens, especially when you're a young motherfucker and you've been holding that shit all day at school. You're 14 years old. You come home, you're like, and your mom. I live in an 800 square foot house. If you're in there screaming, your mom can hear you wherever the fuck you're at, and then you don't know where you. And you know, I look back in the day, they had those little fucking tiles all around the fucking bathroom. The whole fucking thing was tiled, man.
Did you regrout it for mom?
I'm just saying, you don't know where your shit went. I mean,
Exactly.
you got to clean up, fucking. I mean, it was like, it was so nice when I finally fucking got this girlfriend at like halfway through my freshman year, and her parents both worked, and I could just go over to her fucking crib and just pound that ass and fucking.
Jay, what was your
Yeah, I
first?
get-
What was your first steady piece of ass, Jay? You remember?
Steady. My first girlfriend ever, Karen. Yeah, she used to she was fucking. I was like 17 and she was 25. She worked at a video store. You know what I mean? Man, I used to want to fuck her friend. But
It's always
I
a good
was young
start
and
to a
violent.
relationship.
It's funny we were talking about jacking off or whatever, and it's like
Mhm.
I feel like I'm cheating on my girlfriend. They got to be quick, you know what I'm saying? If I get caught, it's like she might as well be here. You know what I'm
Shit.
saying?
Do you live
How old
together?
are you? What are you? 52 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, man. At 65, there ain't no such thing as quick. I mean, there's sometimes fucking about 30 minutes into it, she's like, man, I'm just gonna watch some fucking news. You go through that Rolodex in your brain of all the kinky shit you've done your whole fucking life, and all of a sudden you fucking find yourself going, "Huh, fuck, I'll just call it a day, man. I'm good."
This show's our audition tape for CNN, by the way. We're looking to get
Yeah,
we're gonna
fuck
look to get
yeah.
a TV version of it. I think this will go over
I
well.
love
I
it.
bet you Anderson Cooper rub one out to it.
Jay, I would imagine that in the we talk about rats on here sometimes, and I would imagine that like a JCW rat and an ICP groupie are a different type. Am I wrong?
No, first of all, you guys, I'm a pussy hole. All right. I don't really the people. You know what I'm saying? But I don't believe there's any well, actually there is JCW rats, but I think they are wrestling rats before JCW.
So they're just about
You know what
wrestling.
I'm
It's not
saying?
necessarily just for
No,
you.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. Because I see some very suspectly faced motherfuckers with receiving some hella attention from certain women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's been going on forever. You get what I'm saying? Like these guys are friends of mine, and these every time we come to town, they're getting pussy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same thing in Japan. You know what I mean? There's certain people taking care of them out there, that are both JCW fans and regular rats. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Very good. Kev, when they showed up in WCW, did they meet with the approval of the locker room? What was the climate like for them to walk in and do their stuff?
It was fine. But then again, I mean, fuck it. Me and Scott kind of did whatever the fuck we wanted to do. So I mean, it was. The thing is that like Scott was with the JWO before I was. He was the first. Like Scott went to the gathering before I did. Like Scott actually did. Remember that? I think it was like a Western movie you guys did or something.
Scott, me and Scott were like really close. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I didn't know how to tell approach that or talk about it, because I know that when somebody is your brother, somebody else telling you that they were close to your brother, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It insults me. For example, like if somebody I don't really know comes up to me and it's like, hey man, me and Shaggy are mad close, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of my face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but Scott brought Scott gave you the stamp of approval. So then, I mean, that was a fucking difficult stamp of approval to get. There wasn't a lot of motherfuckers Scott liked. Scott used to always say, if I haven't found anything wrong with you, I just haven't looked hard enough. You know? So, but Scott...
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, I mean, Scott loved you to death, man. He thought the world of you.
I went and saw the movie The Wrestler at the theater with Scott when it came out. You know what I mean? And that's like a memory I really like. You know what I mean? Because it put us both in a funk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the movie was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember.
And I got to share that.
With
Scott.
I remember that one gathering where Scott got a trailer and he brought Cody, and I think Scott stayed there for like 3 or 4 days.
Oh yeah, the whole time.
Yeah, when I got there, man. Again, I hate to use the apocalypse now, fucking. But I thought Scott had turned into Kurtz.
I remember
That motherfucker, man.
I remember one time it was we were having what we call the Big Baller Christmas party in Detroit, and we have JCW there as part of it, you know. And Scott was there, and he wasn't wrestling or anything, you know what I mean? He
Right.
was just there, like emceeing with me and Joey Shack, you know. And fucking Joey was drinking mad hard, and Joey just all of a sudden out of nowhere, you know, kicked him in the stomach, shoot style. I mean, not shoot style, work style, and then fucking just suplexed him. You know what I'm saying? And this is a point in Scott's life where Scott was not taking bumps. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's why you got to keep Joey away from the ring right now.
He did not know what the fuck was going on. You know what I mean? And none of us did. You know what I'm saying? And fucking, he took the suplex. We're like, JWO, you know what I'm saying?
Shit, Scott, that motherfucking Scott could wake up out of a coma and take a fucking flat back though. He might not have wanted to, but that motherfucker, he was operantly conditioned to fucking bump.
He was, ever since then, he was always like, what the fuck was up with that though? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't have any fucking idea, bro. I've told you 1,000 times. I don't know what the fuck that was about, you know? And apparently neither did Joey, you know. Joey also drop kicked Fred Durst, you know what I'm saying? On stage for no fucking reason, you know what I mean?
Remember that. What was that at? I saw that.
That was at a festival.
It was at a festival, yeah.
Yeah, we had done a song with Fred Durst, you know, like that was our boy. But Joey was like standing there with his boys. I think that was the last time Joey. I think that was the very last time Joey drank. By the way,
talking about the banana. Have you seen the fucking crowds Limp Bizkit's drawing on the road right now?
Fuck yeah!
It's unbelievable, man. And the fucking people are live as fuck. I mean, it's like
as they should be. It's once again, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
brother, the banana.
But
you know,
I
love it.
When I saw the clips on it, like Instagram and other things like that, I didn't say to myself, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, of course," because they was over as fuck.
Fuck yeah, man! And people reminisce, nostalgia. You know what I mean?
But that family value tour that those motherfuckers when they were on that with Stain and all that, I mean, that was I went and saw that shit. You know, now I shouldn't say shit. I went and saw them. You know, it was a good concert, and Limp Bizkit brought it home strong, man.
Yeah, we were supposed to be on that fucking Family Values tour.
Joey drop kicked somebody and got pulled off. What happened?
Yeah, MTV was like, if they're on it, we're not sponsoring the tour. You know what I mean?
Fuck them.
We are off that with the quickness.
What did you
been the shit.
When you did Woodstock, which was, I mean, that was, talk about the shit. I mean, that was massive. The redo, the Woodstock redo 95, I want to say 94.
99 was 99. Woodstock 99. It was,
was it 99 you were on?
Yeah. Yeah. The crowd was so big, man. And, you know, it's very, very strange because back then in the 90s, anytime we got a festival appearance, like for a radio station doing whatever fest or whatever, it was always the same fucking story. 1,000 juggalos up front representing. The rest of the fucking crowd either like this or just statues. You know what I mean? Same fucking thing. Anytime we got a situation like that, it was like two different worlds. The juggalos and everybody else, you know. In other words, for the festival, pretty much a total flop. The other thing they would do, the juggalos would fuck with the festival hosts. You know what I'm saying? The guy, hey, you know, Sexy Rod from whatever, Q97, and the juggalos up front would be like, boo, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want us on the radio. You know what I mean? It was like underground shit, you know.
What about in the business, though?
One of the fans was up front at a show we were playing. Juggalos were fucking the van up with Fago and all that shit. But,
what about the business? Did the business have that disrespect for you? The music business where you met with disrespect?
One more time?
were you met with disrespect in the business, in the music business, not the fans, but executives, labels? Did they fuck with you too?
Brother, we don't know anybody in the business. We're so fucking grassroots. We never met nobody fucking nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you guys had your own label. I mean, if you have your own
That's
label,
all we did. We figured out how to press the shit up. You know, we figured out how to press the shit up. And ourselves, the CDs, we drove around to the record stores. Pretty soon, we had our information on the CDs and cassettes, and distributors would contact us. They'd be like, "Damn, you guys are moving units." So we never met nobody.
And
We're
merch,
not on
man.
those red.
You motherfuckers, you guys move some fucking serious merch.
That's like our.
I mean, that's
like our main specialty.
I mean,
You know,
I tell people all the time. I said, like people will be like, "Oh, well, merch." I said, go to the fucking gathering and watch how just go to the merch stands that are strategically located throughout the gathering. I said, you'll see more people there than you will any other fucking place besides fucking main stage. I mean, it's unfucking believable.
Yeah, they're collectors. A lot of juggalos are collectors, you know. But yeah, man. So
let me take you back to being
extremely fucking blessed, you know.
Let me take you back to being a kid. Your love affair with wrestling. This was the thing on kayfabe commentaries when we had you guys come on You Shoot, right? When we announced, we would always announce who the guest is so that we could get questions from the fans. And we announced you guys, and all the flack started, right? And I was telling the guys, I said, in the company, I was like, wait, they're going to take it all back once they hear their story. You guys were really wrestling fans, really wrestling before you were even rapping. When did your love affair with wrestling start as a youngster in Detroit?
Shit, man, 11 years old, you know. We were backyard wrestlers, of course. We stole fucking 4 big ass railroad posts, you know what I'm saying, from the railroad tracks, and carried them. And we had to wait for it to fucking rain, bro. And we sledgehammered that shit into the dirt, right? We took screwdrivers, drilled holes in it, and stole garden hose out of the garbage picking, put it through those posts. Anyway, them rings were good, man. We can go off the second rope, first rope. I'm telling you right now, whoever lives in that fucking house, that fucking ring is still back there. You know what I'm saying? The ring was Titanic back there. But anyway, and my mom was a janitor at a church. So she would snag all these fucking hot dogs in the hot dog cookers. She would borrow the hot dog cookers, you know. And so we'd say free hot dogs, free wrestling show, free pop, and pass the flyers out everywhere. But we did that for years. And then when we got old enough, I lied and said I went to the Chris Adams Wrestling School in Texas. You know what I mean? And there was a promoter that was my friend, and his name was Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe. And somebody didn't show, and he put me on the show. And from there, I met Al Snow. Al Snow put me in a 2-ring battle royal. My career began. Joey too. We were independent wrestlers in the Midwest, and we finally stopped at the same time as our career, rap career, before our rap career, but we continued. Then we stopped wrestling because rap fans were showing up at the wrestling shows to see us without the paint. You know what I mean? This is back then when there was no internet and shit.
Right.
So we didn't want nobody to see what we looked like without the face paint, you know. But I wrestled as Corporal Daryl Daniels because my brother was in the Army and he sent Army fatigues. You know what I'm saying? And Joey, I was 19. Joey was 17. And so they wouldn't let him wrestle. So he was my manager, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you guys, we did that. And then that's the story, you know. Yeah. And it's crazy because they call it the laws of attraction, or the powers of positive thinking, or The Secret. They call it The Secret.
What am I looking at here? Who was that? Was that Joey?
Bro, you can pull my fucking first match up on YouTube right now.
Wow.
Not my first match, but me wrestling right now on YouTube as Corporal Daniels.
Who's your valet?
pull
Who's
up-
the valet there?
I have no. That's that right there. That's me. Fuck yeah, put it down. In the army fatigues, my brother would send home.
You lived with them for a while, right?
Who?
Didn't you get in some trouble in the D and fucking have to
I
bail?
put down yeah, when he was in the
Yeah,
military.
yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, got into some gang trouble.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I went down there and lived in North Carolina. That's where I learned not to like rednecks because racism was just on blatant. You know what I mean?
Dude, people don't understand about Detroit how you don't. It doesn't exist. It didn't when I was a kid. Like
Yeah.
you just. I tell people,
you can't walk around talking like that. You get slapped. You know.
Yeah.
And out there, everybody was talking like that. You know what I mean?
I went to college in Knoxville. I went to college in Knoxville, and I heard the first time I ever heard like somebody use the N-word that was a white boy, and I was like, and I chuckled. And he said, "What's so funny?" I went, "Oh my God, these motherfuckers are serious."
Yeah, man.
Like, what the fuck have I got myself into in fucking Tennessee?
Yeah, man.
How close did you two grow up, Kev?
Fuck,
Me and Kevin.
We grew. I mean, with probably 12 within 12. I bet you. What hospital were you born? Do you know?
Well, I was born at Royal Oak, Beaumont. But I lived at 9 Mile in Woodward. You know, that's like where I lived. I mean, when I think of my childhood, that's where I was living. But I did live in Berkeley,
right?
When I was little. You know what I mean?
And Kev,
and Oak Park. I lived in Oak Park.
We're on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, we're both like we're in the suburbs of Detroit, both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, right there.
I worked at the Booby Trap. It was off of the Lodge on 8 Mile. It was it was a strip joint. I worked there.
Did you?
Yeah, I worked there.
Year?
Fuck.
He was stripping. 82
or 83, and then from there, Allen owned BTs. It was the same owner was the guy that owned BTs on Michigan, and I went and worked at BTs on Michigan Avenue, and I worked there until the fucking Baptist Mafia brought me down to Atlanta to fucking get arrested by the FBI.
Something for the book.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I know when you were working up in the Booby Trap in 83, I know they were spinning some heavy Michael Jackson up in there. You know what I mean? Whenever I think about 83, all I think about is Michael Jackson. You know what I mean?
Thriller.
Fuck, man.
Kev, show your merch. Show your shirt there to everybody. He's got the JWO.
I got my JWO.
The official, because he's got the fucking right in the back.
Okay, I got a question. I got a question for you, brother. And I was so happy that I wondered this. So you know how you come when you come work for us, you're doing the JWO. How many other promotions in the indie circuit are doing something WO? You know what I mean? Like when you come to the PWO or whatever, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's gotta happen all the time, brother.
Yeah, but it was different because, like we worked together, like we worked at the same company,
right?
You know, so it was different. Like you guys having, and plus it was, I mean, just the simple fact is, I obviously I didn't have a problem with it because here it is, fucking 12 years later, I still got my fucking jersey.
Right.
You know,
That's so
ask me to find a piece of fucking wrestling merch that I got, a pair of pants, a fucking singlet. I got nothing, but I got this motherfucking. I got my JWO jersey. I got two of
yeah.
them. I got another one.
Dope. But there are a lot of other promotions doing that, though, right? Because
Yeah, but
the NWO is so fucking legendary. When you and Scott come,
They didn't give me
they
didn't give me a jersey with my name on the back.
really?
No, them motherfuckers,
What,
man.
what,
They just it's the most ripped off fucking trademark in the world, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's iconic.
I mean, fucking,
It's so iconic.
They were selling NWO shirts, and Randy Orton had an RKO shirt with the same font. I mean,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just exact same fucking NWO shirt, just with RKO on it. Same company.
Okay, check this out. Me and Shaggy, we call it and my boy Isham, we call it the Matrix in music, in anything. When you're literally on top of the world, like you are unquestionably number one, you're holding the Matrix. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you talk about now my brain's going stupid. But if you talk about like Lil Wayne, right? For a period there when he put 6 foot, 7 foot, and he had all them hits out, he had the Matrix. You know what I mean? He was the number one. He was the number one artist for like a 2 or 3 year period. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And Madonna and Eminem and all these others, you guys get it. NWO was not only the number one thing in wrestling, you get what I mean? But it was beyond wrestling. It had the Matrix.
Yeah, it was definitely pop. Yeah, it became pop culture. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
and my whole thing is
cool.
like when I saw Kylie Jenner 2 years ago with with a black and white NWO shirt walking out in Paris during Fashion Week, and this is a billionaire Kylie Jenner. She's got an NWO shirt on. I'm like, man, suck my dick. You can say whatever you want to. This shit has been around since '96, and this billionaire broad, she's wearing a wolf pack.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, boom.
That's just the best. That's what I'm saying, though. It's that fucking iconic. It's branded for life. You know.
So
it had. I wonder what that's like to like. Vanilla Ice had the Matrix. You know.
Oh my god.
When he came out, for those couple of years. What's it like, bro?
Joe, what my first fucking movie I ever did was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
I remember that movie.
So Vanilla Ice is gonna come and sing the Ninja rap. He shows up on set, and it's his fucking birthday. He does his fucking scene, does the rap. They fucking blow out the candles. I'm right in the middle of this whole fucking thing, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, that's motherfucking Vanilla Ice, man. Like that was he was as down as probably any white boy's ever been for that period, and it was probably what, a year?
I don't know, a couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years.
2 years. He fucked Madonna. I mean, he got him and Madonna.
Yeah.
That alone makes you the Matrix, really.
That's
when
what
you
I'm
think about
saying.
it.
And that's when she
was not that small a group.
That's when she was like a virgin Madonna, not fucking look like fucking fucking botched Madonna.
Listen, if you want to,
it's so funny whenever I'm fucking with him right now. If we're on camera, I'm always like, "So did you fuck her?" And he's like, "No comment. Out of respect to my wife, I'm not going to make a comment on that." And I'm like, "Well, of course, if it was no, you would have said no."
Exactly.
If you didn't fuck her, you'd be like, "Absolutely not."
Out of respect for my wife, I won't answer that.
I'm not gonna answer.
Isn't that the same as I don't want to incriminate myself?
Exactly.
All right, Kevin, all the events that we always talk about on here, we're talking sports all the time, basketball and football, MLB, got baseball going on now. We talk about concerts. You know the best way to get tickets for these, right? You do.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Game time.
Game Time's the way to go. If you're going to browse, you go to gametime.co, or you just drop the app on your device. Go load that Game Time app in and get ready to have some fun. So I'll just going to go through all the features I love about Game Time. I have used it. I have gotten tickets with Game Time. I got my Springsteen tickets morning of in Jersey and sat 19 rows away from the stage. What is Game Time? Game Time is the way to get your tickets. Last minute tickets are a specialty for these guys, but you don't have to wait till the last minute. You can get your tickets in advance for anything, sporting events, theater, concerts. And they have a new feature now called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for your favorite events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through literally thousands of tickets. Okay, so you pick an event that's coming up and you browse through the seats on Game Time Picks and talk about the great deals you find. I love the interface on this. You're looking at the actual one here on the screen.
Can we go to Jane's Addiction?
Of course.
Let's go to Jane's Addiction. I want to see what they're running. What kind of house?
So are they're on the road?
Yeah.
Perry Farrell?
They're there right there.
So here's the interface you get. It shows you the seats that are available
theater
with the dollar sign, right with the dollar amount right there. And when you click on it, it shows you the view.
Ooh, look at like right in front, like look at like 4 rows back from the stage. That's a hefty 7G. Almost
and
8.
Right behind it, you see 147 right behind it. Right
59,
there.
59 over to
59, yes, and that's got the check mark. So that is one of their lowest price deals, best deals. They call it.
Best deal. And look at what you got. Look at your view from there.
Oh, I would do that.
Now
in
let's
a
go.
Heartbeat.
Let's go to the $7,000. See what your view is.
You're inside Perry Farrell's pants, I think, from there.
I'm sorry, man.
Were you a Jane's Addiction fan?
I used to like that. You know that Caught Stealing song.
Been Caught Stealing, yeah.
But
Jane Says.
I had a Doberman at the time, and I used to play that in the house, and like through the big sound system in the big house we had out in Arizona. And my fucking dog would go insane.
Because there's the dog barking in the beginning.
Yeah.
That view I'm looking at right there, Kevin, which is a good view of the stage. I mean, it's clear. $28 for that.
Yeah.
Or $26 actually each for those seats. That's amazing. You want to have fun like this? You want to scroll through these, get the best deals? You're going to put the Game Time app on your device and use that Game Time Picks feature. Okay, it's very quickly becoming a favorite app feature on the Game Time platform. We're going to take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. All right, download the app, create an account. Now go use the code KLIQ, KLIQ. You get you $20 off your first purchase. Okay, terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code KLIQ, KLIQ, for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Joe, I want to take you back to WCW for a minute. WCW was after Raw, right? The Raw appearances were first.
That's right. We were on Raw for like 2 months, and it was just awesome. You know what I mean? I got so many fresh stories, and but when we got to WCW, that's when we fucking had fun. Holy shit! If we were having fun in WWF at the time, man, we had a fucking blast in WCW. You know
why? What was the big difference?
I'm sorry to cut you off. And I forgot to say earlier about my point about the laws of attraction or the powers of positive thinking or the secret. We quit wrestling when fans start showing up with the cameras, right? So we stopped thinking about wrestling. But after we had our first platinum record, WWF called us and said, we want you to make the ring music for Jim Johnson call. Said he wants us to make the ring music for the oddities. And we were like, motherfuckers, do you know we wrestle? You know what I'm saying? And they were like, huh? And so we flew out to Stanford and fucking wrestled for him. You know what I mean? Me and Joey wrestled Tom Pritchard. And we wrestled each other. And then we debuted at fucking SummerSlam. You know what I mean? Check this craziness out. So we're about to debut at SummerSlam. We get there, and they're like, we're like, we need a mirror to paint up. You know what I mean? So they stick us in a fucking room. The only two people behind us in this big ass locker room with all these mirrors is Stone Cold and Undertaker going over the main event that night. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing in here? You know what I'm saying? Vince Russo put us in there. If I was one of them, I'd be like, excuse me, you mind getting these two fucking clowns the fuck out of here? You know what I mean? Me and Joey felt so incredibly fucking awkward in there, man. But we painted up nearly shitting our panties with them two putting a match together behind us. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we did that, and we ended up leaving because
wasn't there a deal with your selling your record? They were going to sell your record or something. There was a deal with them.
No. They were giving us like $2,000 each to be there, right?
Right.
Every time we came. But we were missing tour dates. You know what I'm saying? Not missing, we were loving it, coming there. But technically, we kept having to fly out from our tour. You know what I'm saying? And so, luckily, they were doing it every other week. You know what I'm saying? Because they would film. They would film. You get what I'm saying?
They would tape one. They put one in the can.
You know. So, but anyway, we did that for like 2 months, and we kept saying, "Listen, man, this is awesome. We're getting all this exposure." But the thing is, most of these new fans we're getting, they don't really know we're actually rappers. Like, we don't have anything in the they don't actually know we have product in the store. You know what I mean? They might think it's just a gimmick, you know, and it is a gimmick, but you get my point, you know. So we said, fuck the money, just play the video. And so Russo was like, all right, let me talk to him. Then he's like, all right, we'll do it. Next week it's gonna play. Next week it's gonna play. He kept saying that for like literally the last month, probably the last five shows we did for him.
So that's what it was. They were going to air your music video. That's what it was. Okay.
No. Just a 30-second commercial.
Oh, a commercial for the record. Okay.
You know, we were like, that's all we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't pay us. Just air that 30-second commercial we got where it says available at Coconuts or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So they know we really got music on. That's all we want. And he was like, done deal. I don't know why he kept fucking lying. And that's why I want to get on a podcast with him. Remember, I was telling you, I want to be like, bro, admit it. You kept saying that. And that's why when we met again in WCW, he was cool. Even though we walked out of WWE, we got there, we were told what we're going to do. Our manager was like, walk out. They didn't air it last night. Walk out. They were supposed to air it last night. They didn't. Walk out. And we were like, all right, we're paying up and everything. We walked out. But when we got Sam again in WCW, there was no heat over that. You know what I mean? Because he came in as a boss over there. But it wasn't like, get rid of ICP. I ain't fuck with them. They're unreliable. They walked out on me. You get what I'm saying? There was no heat. And
I bet you Russo didn't make that call. I bet you it was Dunn. I bet you Kevin Dunn was the one, because he's in the truck. He's the one that's going to fucking play it or not.
Yeah. But, you know, Russo's mouth was the one saying it was a done deal.
Yeah, because he was writing TV and putting you guys in it. The last thing he wanted to do was to fucking have to rewrite. He had that shit timed out.
But we had so much fucking fun, man. You know what I mean? Like, it was such a fucking huge honor. I thank Russo, man. I'd blow that motherfucker. I'm so grateful that brought us in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not,
it got you. No, but you got in with us, man, and it was completely different at that time. Like our shit was. I used to like going to work at WCW. Didn't feel fucking pressure and shit, man.
Everybody was way cooler. Everything was it was so funny because the only problem we had there was when we first got there the first day, I did the moonsault. You know what I mean? And when we got backstage, we went in the locker room and I heard like a garbage can go flying and somebody else was yelling. And we're like, what the fuck, you know? And Eric Bischoff came in and he sat down and he was, I guess that was Hugh Morris out there whiling. He's the only fat guy that could do a moonsault. You know what I'm saying? And he was mad I did a moonsault. And that's funny because he obviously don't have a problem with anybody doing a moonsault. Just no fat guys. You know what I'm saying? That's so funny to me. You know what I mean? He's got the fucking patent on the fat guy, you know? But anyway, so it was funny because Bischoff came in the locker room and he was like, sat down. He was like, don't do the, he went like this. Don't do the moonsault. And I was like, oh, I got you, man. I didn't know, you know. And then he got up and that was it, you know. It was funny the way he was.
I didn't realize I didn't realize a mid-card guy could claim a fucking spot.
Yeah, Hugh Morris of all people, right? Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't he fucking wins 1, 3, 9, 13, 26, 27, 23 for fucking Goldberg? I think Goldberg's like first 10 wins were against Hugh Morris.
You got a good memory there.
Yeah, I know, man. I sat and watched it. I watched it go from fucking 17-0. Fucking we come back the next fucking Monday, he'd be 31-0. I'd be like, where the fuck's he doing double shots at? He on the road with me.
Man, what a dope moment this is, man. Be sitting here with Kevin Nash like this, man.
What did you weigh at the time, Jay?
Goldberg's record, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're just a man, bro.
Tell him
what did
that.
you weigh? What did you weigh, Jay, when you were did the
270?
I weighed fat, man. I was like probably like 280, 290. But
you're trim now, man. What do you weigh now?
I weigh shit. I weigh like probably that again, 290 or something.
Yeah.
But listen, I did the moonsault in Japan in what was supposed to be my retirement match like 6 months ago.
Did you get a call from Hugh Morris?
I almost he called me. He was like, "What the fuck you doing?" A garbage can came fucking
nice
through my backyard. No, but look, here's my head, right? I fucking facing away. I do my moonsault, and I literally land directly on the dude's fucking chest. His flesh saved my fucking life.
Wow.
Like he absorbed it, like, you know what I'm saying? And my neck compressed down. When I got to the building that day, it was Corcoran Hall?
Yeah.
You know
the small building in Tokyo.
Corcoran Hall, yeah.
Yeah. Holds about 2,000. It was like 2,500 people, I think.
There was 8 huge banners on the wall of superstars. 4 over here and 4 over here. One of the guys on the wall is the guy I fucking did that to in Bend. You know what I'm saying?
It probably looked. Remember that famous picture? It was black and white, and it's that fucking where they shoot that cannon into that cannonball into that dude, and
he fucking stomach.
Yeah, and he fucking got that.
I wish you guys could pull it up right now on YouTube, man. It's out there, man. My moonsault in Japan. I almost die, man. But the next night we were working a smaller venue, and so I didn't know what to do, so I bought them both a bottle of fucking Ace of Spades, Jay-Z's fucking champagne. You know what I mean? couldn't believe I was able to find it out there, but they had this shit out there like they do here. You know what I mean? It comes in a sweet ass packaging, and I was just like, "Thank you, man." What am I doing? A fat fucking rapper from Detroit doing pinning this guy who's a legend in his house. You know what I mean? I wanted to slap myself.
They were cool.
Bondo said that. Bondo.
Somewhere in fucking Wyoming, when you landed, Bischoff said, "Joe, don't do that."
with the head, don't do it.
You know what though?
Man.
We've all had that one thing as our careers go on, where you say to yourself, "All right, that's it." Taking that out of the repertoire, because it's just like I'll never forget when we were in Seattle and Brock and Kurt Angle had that match, and fucking Kurt was like half in the middle of the ring, and then take him and move him another half to the corner, and Brock's in the far turnbuckle, and he sets him, and he realizes he's way too far, and Brock just says, "Fuck it." And Brock, yeah. I thought Brock killed himself. He didn't even fucking sell it.
Do that. I didn't know he could do
dude.
Those.
He was
At
a
time,
that fucking dude, man. That fucking dude is just there's nobody like him. I remember I was driving, just me and him were driving, and he'd been in the business. I mean, he'd been on the main roster for maybe about a month, and me and Scott got cars and hotels, and he wasn't getting hotels, so Brock was driving with me and Scott, and we were pulling up to fucking Nassau Coliseum, and we would Scott and I would get 2 queen beds, and then we'd get him a king, so he didn't have to come out of his pocket to pay for a room. And we've been on the road like about a week. We were catching workouts and everything else, and we pulled up underneath the fucking the arena, and he just looked over at me and goes, "Hey, Nash, how long have you been doing this?" And I said, "I don't know, man, 20-something years." He goes, "I've been doing this shit a couple months. I fucking hate it." He hated it. He was just like, I don't get it, man. He said, "I don't know how you guys just fucking," he said, "just drive 300 miles every fucking day, do this shit, get in a car, go to the gym, do it again, do it again, do it again, go home, wash your shit, come back, do it again, do it again, do it again." I said, "Dude," I said,
that's the real,
"Yeah,
that's the real life."
I said, "Man," I said, "Yeah," I said, "Fuck, dude," I said, "I can't sing and I can't dance, so I got to do this shit."
Which is the more cutthroat business, speaking of singing and dancing, Jay? Wrestling or music?
Man, I'll tell you this, man. I've been like really hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like in personally in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like one guy, I don't want to mention his name, but he looks a lot like Goldberg, as a matter of fact, just a lot weaker and more feeble. If that gives you guys any indication.
Everyone start guessing. Send in your guesses. Go ahead.
Okay, I used him on a card, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, he was like, "Hey man, I got this show coming up." And I was like, "See, I don't charge nobody. I come do these. I'm rich. I don't charge independent wrestlers. I come out, I come out and do these shows. If it looks like it's gonna be fun for me, I go do it. You know what I'm saying?" And I'm not gonna ask them to fly me first class and shit, and I fly first class, you know what I mean? And my girl and all that shit. Maybe my boys, whatever. You get what I'm saying. So I told him, "Yeah, I'll come do that. That'll be fun." I said, "I'll even bring Yabo and Rufo, the brothers of Funstruction, if you'll use them on your show. Those were our tag champs,
Right.
So he's like, "Yeah, that'll be the shit, whatever, So I go out there and I'm in the dressing room and I go out there and I manage the first guy. I manage Yabo and I come back and he's like, hey man, here comes the meet and greet part. I'm like, what meet and greet part? You know what I mean? He's like, oh, you said you do a meet and greet. You said you do a meet and greet. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't want to do it. I'll pay. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you guys. I told him I would do a meet and greet to pay for Yabo and Rufo, right? And for their pay so they can wrestle. And he said, and I said, no, I'm gonna pay them myself. It's all good. And he was like, no, see, you don't understand. The first 3 rows are sold with a meet and greet. You get what I'm saying? He said the first 3 rows all come with a meet and greet, you know. And I was like, what the fuck? So I go out there, bro. I'm doing it and doing it and doing it. Oh, and he promised me he wouldn't sell no more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it and doing it, doing it. And the dude next to me is telling people, no, you need to go get a ticket. They're on sale right over there. Right in my face. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm doing it and doing it. And I started having a panic attack. You know what I'm saying? I was out there for about an hour. And the whole fucking crowd was just waiting for me to finish so the show could continue. I was out there for an hour, and the line never got no shorter. I was out there for an hour. I peeped the line, and I was like, all right. Half hour, I'm like, damn, it's still there. An hour later, it was the exact same length, and I was like, fuck this. And I stood up, I said, get your money back from that snake ass motherfucker looking a lot like Goldberg. You know what I'm saying? And I snatched my girlfriend and we left. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm out. Oh, and I called them and I said, man, all the money I just earned, because I know Arn Anderson, who also was on the show, you know what I mean? He was signing autographs too, but he was gone long before me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still out there. And I'm like, all the money I just made you, give it to Yabo. You know what I'm saying? And then I called you. I told Fuckface that. And then I called Yabo and I said, there you go, man. You can have that money. It's yours. You know what I mean? He gave Yabo $200.
Get out of here. Yeah. There's the indie scene. So that doesn't happen in the in the music world, is what you're saying.
Sorry for the long drawn out story.
But
I
that's...
really am. But the point was, it hurt like it hurt like a physical pain. Like, man, I came out there for free. All I did was fucking love you. You know what I'm saying? I came out here for free. Just hooking your show up to bless you, and you fuck me in return. That shit is really.
Kev, do you have any advice for anyone who takes a lot of bookings for free on the independent circuit and agrees to go out and sign for hours for free? I feel like you might have some advice right now. Go ahead, please. The mic is yours.
No, I just, you know how I roll, man.
Don't be a dumbass like me.
No, I mean, no, I just, no, but there's still motherfuckers, man, that fucking, they think that they're gonna they think that what your guarantee is they give you half of it, that suffices, because they fucking underestimated, like, you know, running a show. And it's like, I just look at the motherfuckers. 42-year-old me would beat the fuck out of them. 65-year-old me, I just say, you know what, man? You got more money than you can ever spend. You're the asshole for being out here anyway. So I won't do it again. And I just tell that motherfucker, dude, lose my number. And I will never do it. If you're fucking stranded with no gas and it's like, and I'm fucking gonna drive by you and you know it, don't even fucking text me. I'm still driving right by you. You fuck me, fuck you.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Jay, I'm going to throw some names out from music and from wrestling.
I believe in revenge too, by the way.
What's that?
I believe in revenge too. And I know that's your character flaw. You know what I mean? It is.
All right. Send me the hell.
But it's something I'm going with. You know what I mean? I do believe in revenge.
I think it's a Detroit thing. There's not a
There
lot
you
of
go.
things that my dad died when I was 8. There's not a lot of things that I remember him telling me, but one thing he told me when I was a very young little boy was, just remember, man, they can only kill you once. And if you live your life like that, then it's just like you ain't gonna bitch down to somebody that pulls a fucking piece on you, nothing else. You're just like, fuck it, man, you can only kill me once. So I'm still here.
That's right. I'm not afraid of death at all, man. I'm afraid of pain. I'm afraid
Yeah.
of pain. But I
I
feel like I've already lived a life. You know, the only reason I don't want to die is I don't want to
you
upset
got
my kids. I don't want to leave my kids.
absolutely no. And
Mhm.
see that I painfully took that. My son passed, so that's out of my equation. So now it's just my only reason for living is because my wife spent 30 fucking years sitting at home raising my son, being a good wife, and waiting for me so she could go do shit. And now it's time to do shit, and like we're getting ready to go on vacation, and I've been to Rome. I've been all the places we're going to the point where I could do a guided tour, but I'm going because she ain't been. But I'm not going like this fucking marks that go on vacation. I'll go to the places where the fucking, like when we went to Paris, we stayed out at the airport at the Hyatt because they had 3-bedroom suites. We took the fucking train in every day that the workers take into fucking Paris. All graffitied. I mean, we come in fucking the north side of fucking Paris, man. It was just like, and my son and my wife were like, "Why are we doing this?" I said, "Man, this is Paris. It
This
ain't
is
that
how it
mother.
really
Yeah, this ain't the Eiffel Tower and the Arc and fucking Champs Elysees. That ain't fucking Paris, man. Go to the
yeah.
Latin Quarter. Go hang out in the
I
Latin Quarter. I will show you fucking Paris. I will
what
show
it's
you what
really
it's.
like to live there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
exactly.
like to experience.
I remember one time one of the first times I went to New York City. Somebody said, take a fucking get a town car and have them take you up Park Avenue and just head. And all of a sudden, man, you start going through Harlem and you see this diversity and this change. And you see and you fucking live it in fucking 2 hours time. By the time you get back, you're just going to yourself like, because everybody else, what they do? Well, let's go to fucking Central Park. Oh, this is fucking New York. This is Manhattan. This is New York. No, motherfucker, that ain't New York. Come here, I'll show you New York. This is
Under the
before
South
this
Bronx.
before fucking Bill Clinton decided he was going to put his fucking law office in Harlem. I
Right.
mean, this was when fucking Harlem was Harlem.
Harlem became a little bougie.
Yeah.
A little bit there. Jay, is speaking of travel, what were there cities when you guys would do the road? I'm talking for music now. That gave you guys a hard time, either because of your edginess, shall we say, or the emphatic fans that you attract? Were there cities that were too conservative for ICP?
No, we didn't run into any trouble like that. The crazy thing about our career, man, is two things. First of all, we're more successful now than we've ever been. Like, talk about the banana, talk about nostalgia. We're doing better now than we ever have. You know what I mean? Financially, we're making more money. You get what I'm saying? And the other thing is, as crazy as that is, like even though you hear the name Juggalo like on sitcoms and shit, or as punchlines or whatever, you get what I'm saying. Um, and most people know what the name. I mean, most people that are hip know what the name ICP is, right? But we're playing the exact same size venues we've played our entire career. From back in the beginning when to your question, when we would have had trouble in the beginning, we're playing those same fucking venues. There was never a time when we were playing big, huge venues and then really small and then big again. No, we still play between 3,000 to 1,000 seaters. You know what I mean? Our whole fucking career, you know. And the thing is, I was telling you guys about how we stopped doing festivals. We were like, fuck festivals, because it was just, we would get shit on by the 19,000 that were there, and the 500 to 1,000 juggalos up front would be the only ones, and they would be fighting and they were arrested. And I explained all that, right? So we stopped doing festivals. And I tell this story a lot, but it's the only way to reference what happened. 17 years later, Vanilla Ice came to Detroit and he was like, yo, I want you to come out. You guys to come out. It's the I Love the 90s tour. And we were like, man, you do not want us to come out there. We're going to get booed. It's not going to be what you think it is, bro. You know, who's on the tour? He's like, oh, Young MC, you know, Salt and Pepper. I'm like, what the fuck would Insane Clown Posse be doing out there, man? They're going to kill us, you know? And he was like, no, fuck that. Come on out there. And when me and Joey went out there and they put the cameras on us and cameras on, or the screens on both sides, saw we were there on stage and that was really us, the fucking place erupted and we could not believe it. We could not believe it. I remember being awake all that night, like, what happened? You know what I mean? Because all this time went, and now people know who we are, right? But they're not going to come to our environment. They're not going to be sitting at 1 a.m, crushed up in some sweaty ass venue waiting for us to go on some little club. You know what I mean? But in their environment at an amphitheater, they appreciate us being there now.
Right.
Even though if they used to hate us, they're like, dang, I'm over it or whatever. But man, now we call the agent. We started doing festivals. Every time we do a festival, it's just off the fucking hook, man.
Well, you know, Joe, you take that story and you look at you take the career of the Beastie Boys. When the Beastie Boys first came out, man, they got so much fucking shit. They were like, what the fuck is this? And then all of a sudden, man, it's like they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They're as iconic as anybody. And you hear fucking any of their fucking tunes. Like, I remember like sitting when MTV was the shit and watching the video to Sabotage and thinking like, these are some dope fucking, you know, these are some dope fucking white dudes. And everybody else, like, and I was like one of the few people that, you know, like Illin, like that shit was so far ahead of its time. And I think your guys' shit was so far ahead of its time that it takes it, especially your lyrics. If you listen to your lyrics now, and it's like, it's they take it as a because they look at it at face value and they take it as, oh, they're the Insane Clown Posse, and they don't listen, they don't appreciate, and then now people fucking appreciate all this fucking shit you've done. They appreciate your lyrics, and now it's just like I said, now you're iconic. Now it's like, fuck yeah. Now they worship you and they fucking want you. Because the reason they want you is now you don't have to be there. Once you get success, once you fucking make your money, now, and I think the fucking, that changes the fucking, that changes, like you said, the Matrix. Because all of a sudden, fucking, you don't have to be there, then you're there. Now you're doing them a favor. Their fucking response is completely different. But I think that's the energy you put out. That show that I was in fucking in New Mexico, that was one of the livest motherfucking crowds. And there was fucking, I bet you there had to be, what, 10,000 people in that thing?
Did you know that Farmington, New Mexico at that time was a meth capital of the meth capital out there in the desert? I did not know that. But
I didn't know that.
That shit was, I just got a lot of stories from that show. They didn't know you guys were going to be there. You guys were by surprise. You guys blew the fucking roof off that motherfucker, man, when you guys came out. That was one of that was one of my better memories of JCW's history, bro.
Yeah,
you guys came out there short notice too. Like,
yeah.
I believe we hit you guys up only like a couple weeks or a week out or something. You were able to do it.
Yeah, no,
Sweet.
I really enjoyed it. And the Headbangers were so giving to me and Sean. Like they fucking just, we got a pop and they just said, whatever you motherfuckers wanted to do. We got heat on them. We got heat on them. They shined us and we fucking hit them with their finishes. They didn't get nothing, you know, but they were fucking.
Did we talk about them, Sean? The fucking Headbangers.
Yeah.
Funny we used them, Kev. Very funny we used them that day. Because, okay, when we were in WWE, we worked a thing where the Headbangers called me and Joey out, right? Me and Joey were supposed to meet them in the aisle. You know what I mean? And they were supposed to be on top of us and then beating on us for a minute. And then simultaneously, we were supposed to flip them and beat on them. You know what I mean? And they didn't flip. You know what I'm saying? And they were beating the shit out of us, right? They threw us in the ring. They beat the dog shit out of us, right? I mean, they beat the dog shit out of us. Literally, I almost shit my pants. Like, I believe I may have even shit my pants. They beat us so bad, right? We got backstage and they came in we're in our dressing room. We're like, oh my God. They came in there like, everything cool. We were like, yeah, that was the shit, man. Thanks, man. You know what I mean? So we continued with the WWF. Then we turned on the oddities and we joined the Headbangers. You know what I mean? So now we're a faction with the Headbangers. You know what I mean? We did 1 or 2 or 3 shows. The last night I was there, I took a stunner from Stone Cold. Then we got to the next town to film the film version. And that's when we dipped, right? Today, even though they beat our ass, and we still use them, and they know they beat our ass. When I tell that story, this clown, Mosh or Thrash, I don't know which one, but he should be in the paint. Clown. This guy right here to the right. He goes on a fucking podcast and he's like, they told us to beat their ass. They told us if we don't beat their ass, we're getting fired. And so we beat their ass because they were demanding more money. And so they were fucking out of there. And so
we know for a fact that you've already told us the story. I don't want money. I just want my clip paid.
It's so fucking ridiculous, untrue. And listen, man, let me tell you something. I've always been afraid. Like I get fear, okay, when an adult lies. It started when I was a kid and a fucking teacher lied on me. You know what I mean? And it scared me. This fucking grown-ass man is on there telling lies. If they were telling you to beat the fuck out of us because we are out of there, why the fuck did we continue with them another month at least before we decided to walk? You know what I mean? And we
I don't feel bad about beating the fuck out of him then.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Thank you, my man. I'm not even mad at him. I saw him at Billy Corgan's NWA. After I saw him talking that shit, and I just seen him, I'm like, yeah, you know, what am I going to say? You know what I mean? I saw him at the show. It's not like we're going to fight. You know what I mean? But whatever. Fucking liar.
Bringing up Headbangers reminds me to tell everybody out there that BLUECHEW needs no introduction. My friends at BLUECHEW, could you please hook my friend Jay up?
Hook a brother up, man.
I'm gonna be a spokesman and everything, man. I'm so down.
He doesn't even beat off anymore because he feels like he'd be cheating on his girlfriend. So give him something so that he's ready to go whenever she's ready to go. Okay, you've seen the ads. You've heard us talk about it a million times. Maybe there's a big part of our segment out there that hasn't tried it. Guys, please, we're going to make it so easy for you now. BLUECHEW is what I'm talking about. That's right. This is not your grandpa's blue pill, okay? This is the one, the OG chewable tablet for better sex, okay? Best part about it, this is all done online. You're going to BLUECHEW.com right now. You're going to consult with one of their licensed medical providers. Once you're approved, you're going to get your prescription within days, okay? All done online. No doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting online at the pharmacy. Just choose the one. They give you the write-up right there on the site, BLUECHEW.com, and you pick the one that works for your lifestyle. And you chew it and do it, all right? BLUECHEW wants this entire country rock hard, all right? They told me that. This is the mission. They will not stop until every man is bricked up, every tent is pitched, every rod is raised. So go discover your options at BLUECHEW.com. We've got a special deal. BLUECHEW.com with promo code NASH is going to get you your first month free. Just pay $5 shipping. Go to BLUECHEW.com for more details and important safety information. We thank BLUECHEW for sponsoring our segment this week. Now, we usually do Jersey guy or Florida man. This week, we're going to play Detroit guy or Florida man. I'm going to read you two headlines, real headlines, one committed by a Florida man, one by a Detroit guy. And you two can guess which is which. Here's the first headline. Right. Man dies after tire exploded while being overfilled. Second headline, man arrested after throwing cocaine on the roofs of a Red Lobster and Texas Roadhouse as he ran from police.
Run that last one again.
All right. First one, man dies after tire exploded while being overfilled, and man arrested after throwing cocaine on the roofs of Red Lobster and Texas Roadhouse as he ran from police.
Are there there's Texas Roadhouses up in Michigan, right?
Yeah, I think they're everywhere. That's a chain.
See, to me, Joe, this is how I always figure. The stupidest fucking thing possible, this Florida guy, a tire exploding and killing you, it seems like something that happened in Florida. Being chased by the man and throwing coke on top of a couple of fucking franchise restaurants, probably Detroit guy.
That's what I was going to say. Because, he's trying to hide it so he can come back for that shit, obviously.
Damn right.
But the tire exploding is a fairly innocent fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, your tire overfilled, like, I don't know. It just seems like a fairly innocent mistake for a regular doofus, which could be from anywhere. You get what I'm saying?
But in the auto capital of the world, would anybody overfill their tire like that?
Me.
No.
I mean, obviously it wasn't. I mean, you think about it, it killed him, right?
It killed him.
Wait a minute. I didn't give it that much thought. I thought he'd be riding down the street, maybe hit a bump, and it caused him to wreck.
Well, then it would be Michigan, because there ain't no potholes like a fucking Michigan pothole.
Oh my God!
God damn, you
fucking. I got stories about that too. It's a dreadful pothole.
Oh,
Kev, you're on the money. The Florida man sat there with the gimmick at the gas station and blew the tire up in his face. And our friend from Detroit was running around throwing coke on the roofs of the establishments.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's take a look here. One of them looks exactly like Gabe Sapolsky. Which one was that? I guess
there was technique in the guy throwing the cocaine on the roof. There was
especially the Red Lobster, knowing that it was going out of business, he'd be able to come back and get that shit with the fucking ladder.
Easily.
Exactly. All these great stories tonight. I mean, we have fans with questions. I want to get to them too. Jay, you guys should write a book. You have such great stories.
Oh, we should, shouldn't we?
We should.
You're writing a book, brother.
All right, I guess we could let the cat out of the bag here that I'm teaming up with ICP.
I admire this man. I was already swinging off his nuts like an orangutan earlier.
You were, but you were a little heavier now. I didn't realize you gained all the weight back, so my nuts are fucking screaming.
Now I'm just So, but anyway, I wanted to put together a picture book, a coffee table book, like a full-size coffee, beautiful fucking full color every page. That documents our entire career in professional wrestling, starting from the backyard shit. We have programs that we made with a copy machine and handed out to everybody that came. We have the programs and show that kind of shit from backyard. And then any type of photos we have, and I want to document every match if possible. You know, like a lot of the shit will be like unknown, whatever, you know, but and then have notes where possible. And I want the book to talk to like Russo and Bischoff and people we worked, you know, the headbangers, and hopefully Jim Cornette. I want him to do the forward, you know, because he fucking hates us so much. You know what I mean?
Thought that would be
Because
great if we do the forward with someone that can't stand you. Thought that would be brilliant.
We're gonna call it Unaccepted, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah. So what better forward than Jim Cornette?
Yeah, but this is probably the most wrestling show we've had in like the last 90.
That's true. That's true. If you could time it, everybody out there, take a look at
we're talking way more wrestling than we used to do.
But man, we got to go everywhere. We've been everywhere. We've been to, you know, almost everywhere except AEW. You know, we got to go. You know, we got to get booed out of Ring of Honor. We MLW, GCW, fucking, you know, all the independents we've done. You know, and all of that, man. I think that'd be very cool
to do WWF and WCW during the Attitude Era is huge.
Yeah, man.
You know, I mean, there's very few people that now put that into perspective of being a platinum recording artist. There ain't, I guarantee I can name 2 guys that did that. And it's you 2. And nobody else. And nobody else.
So fortunate, man. You know, I remember when we were in WCW, having a 6-man with Vamp, you know. Me and Joey always wondered when we were kids when you would see like a 6-man going on with the Bulldogs, right? And they'd be tagging with Tito Santana or whatever, and the Bulldogs would be outside of the ring and they'd be conversing with each other, you know. And me and Joey would be like, man, spent our whole lives. What are they saying? What are they saying? I'll tell you what me and Joey were saying when we were outside of the ring and Vamp was in there wrestling. Can't fucking believe this, bro. We're on Nitro. Look at this shit. This shit's crazy. Look at this crowd. And what were we supposed to do? I forgot the spots. I don't know. I don't remember. You know, we're tripping out. That was what we were talking about, bro.
Yeah, no, that's.
I got to wrestle Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, fucking Road Warriors, fucking Jesus. Got the
Right, you said earlier you took a stunner.
I took a stunner. Goldberg beat my ass.
Yeah, fuck, man.
You know, I took a Muda mist in the face. You know what I'm saying? Muda was my partner, man. Oh, you guys, while I got this wrestling audience here, man, let me brag about JCW for a minute, man. Kev, did you know, I believe JCW had the biggest Legends show that there ever was as far as active wrestlers. They were actually wrestling. I'm not talking about a convention. That night, you remember that Legends and Icons show we did?
Piper was there.
Everybody. I don't know of another show, and I'm an enormous fan, and I don't know of another show that had more legends on it. That shit's on YouTube if anybody wants to check it out. Legends and Icons. The show rivals the fucking heroes of wrestling as far as epic shit.
I remember that one.
But
that was an epic night.
It's about seeing the guys come down the aisle one more fucking time, man. That's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? And we brought everybody back, bro. A lot of wrestlers. Piper had his last match ever at the Gathering. Kamala had his last match at the Gathering. You know, there's more. It's just as but also, bro, JCW has been a national wrestling company for 25 years. Now there's national companies everywhere. But if you go back, it was just WWE, WCW and ECW. Underneath that was a brand new Ring of Honor. And that was like literally it. You know what I mean? We were there, man, touring. Fucking, we put 4,500 people in the rave in Milwaukee. Madman Pondo jumped off that balcony. 4,500 an independent wrestling company, right? 2 weeks later, ECW came and did the same thing, 4,500 people. And the news was everywhere. They were going nuts at the time. ECW, True, 4,500. We had just done it. Not a blip. Nothing anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like in music. We're not accepted in hip hop because we're clowns and what the fuck? You know, what's going on? And we're not accepted in rock because we don't play instruments. We've always just been in the other, besides all of that, we're also clowns. And people just naturally shit on clowns. But it's unfortunate and it's a blessing. Because in the Juggalo world, it's like I always say, the colder it is on the outside, the warmer it is on the inside. And we have a blast in the fucking Juggalo world. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it sucks to be ignored in things like wrestling, which is my first love. You know what I mean? And I think JCW deserves more attention than to be utterly ignored. 25 years.
Well, I look at it as, like we said earlier in the show, I don't have shit left from my career, but I got my JWO jersey. I got both of them. So
That's why
you
we're
know what?
talking.
They might have put you. They might have put you in a box, but it's a sweet box, and I've been in there. So fuck them.
And it forced you to do it all on your own, Jay. And that means you're not answerable to anybody because you do it on your own. You make your own decisions. That's why when we were going over everything for the book and we were talking at the end of one of our meetings, I was like, that's what it's called. Never Accepted. Volume 1, we'll do wrestling. The Never Accepted, Volume 2, we could talk about the same bullshit that happened in the music world.
That's why you're a genius, brother.
I know.
That's why I came to you with the project, because you're the shit. You're just the shit. And I just want to see it. Like when I think about when I'm too old to do this no more, I'd love to sit there and flip through that beautiful book, you know what I mean? And reminisce on all that, I don't really, as I told you, I don't really think about sales and publishing and all that. My first thought is I'm just going to pay to have it made. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that's why I need guys like you, brother, that are professional, because I'm just a dumbass with a ninth grade education.
Well, it's going to be special, no doubt. And we're here for the fans. Let's be honest. All right, the high spot of the show every week. It's been filled with high spots this week, actually. But the high spot of the show that's brought to you by Mickey Ray Sinatra and Courtney at Get Blitzed. The Get Blitzed Lit Aid. I'm talking about nano-infused Delta-9 THC sippin' syrup. Teaspoon is all you need in your favorite beverage. We're talking THC on steroids. It's a syrup. It's a syrup. You mix it in any beverage. They're flavored. I drop my teaspoon of cherry in a Coke Zero to make myself a very special cherry Coke. You can mix it with tea, white soda. Kevin does it with energy drinks sometimes. Little as a teaspoon because it's a fast onset, 5 to 15 minutes. Nano-infused means it goes right to your bloodstream, okay? Bypassing the breakdown in the liver, okay? It works like alcohol pretty much. And, we've been teasing it. I got a text from Mickey before we went on the air. They're in the last phase of the testing stage, Kevin, for the special Kliq This line of seltzers, which will be coming to you. There he is, Mickey, in the house tonight. Whoop. Hey, Mickey, how are you? Mick? Listen, if you're in Maryland, you can go visit a Stay Lit smoke shop. But for the rest of us, it's legal to ship right from the Get Blitzed website to all 50 states without a med card. You just have to be 21. Right now, you could save 15% by entering the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, at checkout. Go to get-blitzed.com. That's get-blitzed.com for the THC Sip and Syrup Lit Aid from Get Blitzed. Just remember to use that code KLIQ. Save yourself 15%. Thank you, Mickey. I'm excited to see our image and Mickey wants to look like Kev. But you don't want to look like Kev on the first round of art you showed me for that can. You don't want to look like that, Kevin. The new artwork.
The only thing missing from that Get Blitzed ad is if I could cameo by George Clinton.
P-Funk gonna roll right up.
Delicious, man. I want some of that.
Oh
Like,
man, it's nice, man. And I'm telling you, like, my son could fucking do a tablespoon easy. I do a tablespoon. It shit creep up on you like a motherfucker.
Damn, I want to try that, man.
Mickey, I'm gonna send you Jay's address here. If you can hook that up, we'd like that
brother
to happen.
up. You like Key?
Yeah,
my favorite, Joe. My favorite's Key Lime, man. It's just fucking.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's live.
All right, let's get some fan questions. This, by the way, everyone watching us live tonight are part of the 11 Soft Club. Go to kliqthistv.com. That's kliqthistv.com. You can sign up. You can be part of special stuff like this. And talk to megastars like Violent J. What do we got? Who's in the house here? Who can wrap us up tonight? Give us a handful of folks. Kevin Gilbalt. Violent J, how are you doing health-wise? And what is your favorite Diesel/Kevin Nash match?
Man, thank you for asking about my health. You know, I had heart failure. I had what's called an AFib, and they did a procedure called an fibrillation, right? Where they went in, and I guess they removed some scarring or something on my heart. They went in through my leg somehow and went up there and did that. So right now, I have no more heart failure. You know, like my heart is back to beating totally regular. And they said it could last, we don't know how long, but when it does flip back, I'll be in what's called AFib. Okay. And that just means I have to slow down, you know. I did 2 concerts when I had AFib before I had the fibrillation. So I know that I can still perform when I have to live in AFib, you know. I can perform still. I just got to tone it down, you know what I mean? But, you know, I'm already toning it down anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because my knees hurt. Fuck y'all. So
man,
Talk to Kevin about your knees.
Fucking I walked around SummerSlam, around that motherfucking concrete SummerSlam for fucking 8 hours. I woke up the next morning. I mean, I can't even explain to you what. And then I drove from fucking Cleveland to Columbus in a fucking Genesis 80 by myself. And I was like, fuck, man. I got out of that car. I stopped at a Bob Evans to get some breakfast at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I could barely fucking walk. I'm like, man, your fucking ass is old. You fucking didn't even take a bump. You just walked. You walked from the box to catering 13 times. Fuck,
bro. I did an appearance at Triple Mania. I had to go through 3 airports, and I'm literally fucking running to catch these flights. You know what I mean? I need a knee replacement, right? Now, heavy speculation is I need the other knee replaced because I'm always leaning on that motherfucker.
That's
you know
what I
mean?
did. Yep.
But man, I did, when I got out there, bro, I was like, man, I was hurting so bad. I can't believe this. Came all the way to fucking Triple Mania. And I'm like, can I just rap on? I was supposed to rap the guy down in the ring. I was like, my boy Mecha Wolf, shout out to Mecha Wolf. I was like, can I just stay on the stage and rap from the stage while you go down to the ring, you know? But then I was like, fuck that, man. You know, adrenaline kicked in and I ended up doing it. You know what I mean? And, but man, on the way back, I had to have my boy push me through the fucking airports in a wheelchair. It was all
you almost turned it into Cripple Mania, is what you did if you didn't get
exactly.
Up and do the fucking
and
deal.
usually when you go on a trip like that, afterward, all you remember is the freshness, you know. But unfortunately, every time I go to tell that fucking story about Triple Mania, I think about that fucking wheelchair. You know what I mean?
No, man. All of a sudden, man, when pain is what I had a ball at fucking SummerSlam, but fucking when it comes down to it, I mean, I am still today. I mean, I'm in fucking constant pain right now, and it's like I
Bro.
can't prop my leg. I don't know what the fuck. And I asked
I
one of
live
my
in pain too, bro. I
yeah, and
swear
I
to you.
asked one of my friends. I've been feeling great. That just told me that, man, I don't need to be around that fucking those big ass shows. And I did two WrestleCons, and I walked to and from the Westin to the Marriott, which was only a couple city blocks, but on fucking cement, man, and then fucking all day up and down, fucking signing shit and taking pictures. It was like, fuck, man. At the end of that fucking 3-day run, I was like, I'm done. Because me on my
Bro, sitting down and standing up in
oh,
the meet and greets to hug everybody. That's how my knees are gone, man.
I just sit down now and I have an empty seat next to me. I'm like, bro, sit down.
Sit down and hug you like
Yeah,
that.
it's what I always say. If you're standing up, it looks like a posed picture. If you're sitting down, it looks like you're hanging out. I said, man, sit down. Like let's just hang out.
Good
'Cause
sell.
Man,
Good
I was
sell.
just talking to my guy today about it. He was like, we got the gathering coming up next week. He was like, yeah, man, the VIPs are almost sold out. And I should be happy about that. And I'm like, fuck. You know, and so we figured out we're going to put a table down and do all the autographs first, and then remove the table and stand up and do all the pictures and hugs.
right.
Somebody talking about hug
You
you
know
in a
what you
minute.
do? Make sure you get a fucking a couple of high back bar stools.
That's when I told him too. That's what we
Yeah.
had too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
then you don't have to
100%,
stand.
bro.
If you
That's what
get
I
a high back bar stool with that's high enough where your head's even with theirs, they can fucking
right.
slide right in, and you don't got to get up and down. And it's like,
Exactly.
and the picture's fuck it, man. Ain't no reason to
Exactly what
fucking
we're doing.
yeah, man. Fucking work smart, not hard. We're old, man.
What do we got in the house? Who else is in the house? Step on up. Kevin. We got. Oh, he wanted to know your favorite Diesel and Nash match. Do you have one?
My favorite match with Kevin Nash is the formation of the NWO, the swerve when Hogan swerved, when Hogan came down. That's my favorite memory because as a wrestling fan, I was older by then. You know what I'm saying? I was shit. We were on tour. You know what I'm saying? I was blown away. You know what I'm saying? That shit, like that whole fucking thing, blew me away. And we were fucking already watching all that shit. We were watching Hogan do all that goofy ass fucking shit with the Dungeon and Zoom, and we were just like, oh, I'm about to fucking die. You know what I mean? Week after week, we're all watching it. No matter if we're at home, we're watching it there. If we're on the road, we're never missing it. And the NWO happened, man. We were fucking blown away. You know, as fans, lifelong fans. You know what I mean? We were fucking wrestlers by
Right.
that point. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot to shock you.
Yeah.
That shit shocked me and made me feel like a fucking kid again, discovering wrestling for the first fucking time. That's what that shit made us feel like, which all we talked about all week. You know what I'm saying? And then the Topaz fucking thing. Holy shit. Dayton, Ohio was a house show. Holy shit, you guys hadn't even wrestled on TV yet. We go to the fucking house show. You guys came out to the ring to MACK 10. You weren't even advertised on a show. Nobody knew you were gonna be there. All we knew was the fucking what we were seeing on TV was you guys had a match coming up against Hogan. I mean, against with
Sting a
those
little
guys.
bit, yeah.
Fucking, you guys come out to the ring to For Life, MACK 10. And we were just like, holy fuck, the whole place just exploded, man. the main event that night was Savage versus Flair in a cage, but nobody knew you guys were gonna be there, and you guys fucking wrestled, man. You guys wrestled, I think, Lex Luger and somebody. But holy fuck, man, that shit was incredible. Just one of the greatest memories. And all I can say is thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. You know,
it was so funny. It was so funny because Hogan said to us, he goes, "Man, where'd you guys get that For Life at?" And we put the fucking cassette on in the limo, and they're sitting there and said, "Man, I've been wanting to do this shit, man. I've been wanting to do this shit for life." And fucking, it starts out. He just looked at us. He goes, "I said, yeah." I said, we get all our shit from rap. I said, the most. I said, we steal everything from rap. And they're just like,
and that song, man, that song For Life is so hard.
Oh fuck, man, that's
so dope.
Yeah,
that's
shit.
My boy too. Tour with him and everything, man. MACK TEN.
Yeah, MACK TEN's a motherfucker, man.
Another question. Who's in the house? Tony M.
So grateful for that, grateful for those memories, man. Grateful for stunning us like that into stupidity when it took so much. It's like if you're a fucking heroin junkie, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or a crack.
Get the pure shit.
There's nothing like when you first hit the crack, and they say you spend the rest of your life chasing that high.
Yeah.
Well, it's like being a crackhead all my life, and all of a sudden getting that first high again, like boom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can only speculate. I've never been a crackhead.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say that I've heard these stories about people that used to fucking cook up some bass and put that shit on cheesecloth and let it dry out and take a hit of that shit and walk around a fucking table with a fucking cane. When I remember fucking just hit you. So the story goes, when you hit that shit, it sounds like a train going off in your face, man. Woo! You're like, whoa. This can't be good.
That was delightful.
Yeah, this can't be good for your heart.
Tony M. Who was it there? Tony M. Jay, if you could rewrite your history where you become a rock level star in wrestling, but you'd have to erase all the ICP stuff you've ever done, would you even consider it?
No way. No way. Absolutely not. No way. I mean, I'm so grateful. Just no way. You know what I mean? I'm proud of my legacy. I'm proud of me and Joey's legacy. Everything we're doing, we're continuing to leave it, it's like we were talking about when you're a good person, there's nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? It's so good to be a good person and not have nothing to hide. I'm proud of my legacy. There's nothing I regret, other than things in my personal life, drug use and things like that, But no, man, I'm in this motherfucker to win it, man. I think we're doing a good job, man, and I'm proud.
Very good. Next, EP. Huge fan of ICP in my teenage years. I remember being stoked that you added plenty of wrestling references in your songs. Did you attend any WWF shows in the 80s?
Man, you guys know what's crazy? Listen to this craziness. The very first fucking wrestling show my stepdad took me to, right? The main event was Andre the Giant and the Junkyard Dog versus Bundy, Stud, and Heenan, right?
Wow.
Sold out Joe Louis Arena. I don't even understand this. There was this enormous sign in the upper deck. It was so big. It took so many fucking people to hold it up, and I don't understand it. You know what it said? Andre has AIDS.
Really?
I swear
What
to
the
you, this
fuck,
was
man?
1987, or maybe even 87.
That's so
Damn.
weird.
How do you even get all those people to hold up such a fucked up sign? You know what I mean?
Stupid.
And it's one of the biggest fucking wonders of my life for the rest of my life. My very first wrestling show, that's what I saw. Why were they hating on Andre? He wasn't even a heel.
Right.
He was a sweet baby face. And there's just all this satanic call.
Everybody hate man, you go through all of fucking from the Bible going forward. Everybody hates the giant. The giant's always the heel, man. Fucking David and Goliath. Who's the heel? I mean, Frankenstein's the heel. Every giant's the fucking heel. That's life.
Man,
I went through it my whole life, man. I went through it my whole life. People just hating on you just because fucking, oh, you wouldn't be shit if you wouldn't be shit if God didn't make you 6'10".
Now we know the YouTube comments below here. Now we know what they're going to say. Josh Henney, how long does it take to put the makeup on and to take off?
10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes to take it off. Just the makeup, remove around a towel. You know what I mean? But it takes about 10 minutes to put it on. I put the shit on.
Any particular brand of makeup? Is this a certain brand you prefer of the makeup? Is there a specific?
Yes, but that's for you to speculate on, Mr. Sean Oliver.
What if I want to go for you as Halloween on Halloween?
Just go down to your local strip joint and ask the broads what they're using for Clown White and just use that because that's all you get.
I'll tell you this. What we wear is grease paint, okay? And people like Steve-O clown me for wearing this because it's not considered a real clown. You know what I mean? Real clown is some shit they paint on with a paintbrush. We don't use that. We use clown sticks. I mean, paint sticks, right? But it's grease paint. And the thing about grease paint is when you sweat, it doesn't come off. The sweat actually goes through the paint, then drips off. It's an awful feeling because you can't wipe the sweat off your face because you fuck your paint up. But it doesn't, when you sweat, it doesn't make the paint come off, you know. So we wear grease.
Do you powder over it? You have to powder over it. Right?
That's another reason Steve-O clowns us because we don't put powder on it. You know,
I'm going by all the stuff. I'm going by all the stuff.
If you're doing a photo shoot and there's a makeup person, they'll do all that. We're like, cool, but when we're doing a concert or something or this, you know, I just paint up. You know, I'm all good. We've been doing it like this forever. You know,
I'm going by the Gene Simmons method. That's why I asked you about the. I want to see if it was the same brand, and I was trying to make sure that you powdered, but clearly you don't need to. Next, who can wrap us up here? Mickey Ray. For Jay, Michael Jackson's Human Nature or Stranger in Mascot. Fun fact, both songs were co-created with Toto, by the way.
Tell me something I don't know. Michael Jackson's my favorite artist.
So pick a
Human Nature, Stranger in Moscow are fucking two rivals. What a good fucking question. Best question all night. Jeez. Really gotta pick one?
Tell him that it's human nature. Why?
So good, man.
Oh,
that beat is like being high, you know what I mean? Both of them.
Yeah.
It's like instant euphoria. It's like a ping of euphoria the second you hear them, you know.
I remember being in a fucking it was called the Moof Gaga. It was in Lloret de Mar, Spain. And Moof Gaga was a fucking discotheque. This is like 81, 82. And fucking they were playing and this is like one of the first times I was at a club because Europe was always so far ahead of us. And they were playing that Thriller album and they were master mixing like you know, one hit after another. And I was dancing with this little tiny dark haired girl, but they were shooting these fucking green lasers across the top of the people, but it would hit me in the chest and light my fucking face up. I could see it in the mirror. I was wasted as fuck. But that was one of those nights when you just like, Michael Jackson was like a god. You know? I mean, he was like a god. Like he was just like he just fucking iced that night so well. And when I think back about all the times that I've been someplace and been influenced by music, that night was one of those nights where it's just like, fuck. I mean, I can
Yeah,
picture it like it was fucking like on film. It was so fucking
brother,
vivid.
you've had a fresh life, man. You really fucking have, bro. Like, you've had a fresh ass life, man.
I've been
You know what I'm
blessed, man.
saying?
I've been blessed.
You've lived the life of 100 men. You know what I'm saying? Probably more than that. You know, it's incredible the amount of people that aren't born with the gift of motivation, of drive, of self-belief. You know, I hate to say it like this because I don't want to sound like this is what I'm saying, but the only way you can put it is there's so many people on TV and there's so many people watching it, or there's so many people when you drive down the street and you look at all these businesses everywhere. How many of those people working in those businesses dreamed about that? Or are they just working? Like if you pass a laundromat or a fucking, all this shit you pass when you drive down the street. People are just working. Nobody dreamed that when they were young that they would be doing that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the wind blew them. It's unfortunate. People need drive. They need self-belief so they can go live this fucking life, whatever they want. They need to know they can fucking have it. Look at us. We fucking wanted wrestling until when we were teenagers. Later in life, like 18, 19, our passion changed and we were like, we couldn't deny it. We wanted hip hop instead, but we already applied the secret. We already applied all that positive energy from 11 to fucking, 19, not wishing, wanting, or hoping we're going to be wrestlers, knowing we're going to be fucking wrestlers. But then when we were 19, we were like, look, man, we can't deny it. We want to be rappers. We want to do hip hop. It's overtaken us being wrestlers. So we began that quest. You know what I'm saying? But we already applied the energy. So when we had our first platinum record, that dream came nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's insane, man. And I wish people understood that self-drive, like they could do anything they fucking want, man. And there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I mean, you look at the correlation between our two lives. My dad died at 8. Your dad bailed on you. So we both we both were in that same situation. Both living in, basically in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Close enough where I lived close enough to Detroit where when I went down to the river and looked fucking left, I could see the skyline of Detroit. So, and people say, you live downriver. It's just like, yeah, but downriver, it ain't but fucking, a couple of good fucking drives with a fucking driver to go up East Jefferson, man. I mean, Detroit ain't that far away. And no. I remember when I was in Marietta, and people when I was in Marietta, Georgia, and people just said, well, that's Atlanta. I said, shit, man, Marietta's way further than where I fucking grew up from Detroit. I said, but we both fucking, chances of us being on this show tonight and talking about our lives, and our lives both have crossed paths numerous times. Two fucking just 313 boys.
Right.
That's fucking amazing. Yeah, it's fucking amazing, man. And I sit on this show all the time and tell people, he's out of touch, man, because he's been a millionaire since 1995. Motherfucker, man, when you go to bed hungry, that don't fucking making $1 million fucking 28 years later doesn't do shit. Doesn't get rid of that shit.
And who you are don't fucking change.
No.
You don't go nowhere. You don't start thinking any different. You're still the same fucking person.
Oh, man.
Your interests don't fucking change. You know what I'm saying? I mean, mine sure as fuck haven't. Yeah.
That was the best exchange tonight. Can we start now and then just go for the next hour and a half?
We need to do a part 2, man. I'm having too much fun with y'all, man. I'm so
Well, cool.
honored, man.
No, it's nice to have you on, man.
Well, you're in the
But
right house. You're accepted.
like I said though, man, like I said though, I say all the time on this show, man, and people are like, "Oh, I get it, man," or "I don't follow your beliefs, so I'm fucking stupid." No, man, I don't say you're fucking stupid. If you don't believe how I believe, that's fine, man. If you don't like my political choices, that's fine. I get you. You and I try to tell people all the time, you're a fucking platinum. You're a platinum fucking recording artist. I'm a fucking world champion wrestler. We both get one fucking vote. That's it. I hate when celebrities fucking talk about politics and who they're for. Fuck you. I get one vote, same as you. It don't matter what if I influence you, you're weak.
Hey, I seen you with Kamala. The picture.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck, man. I mean, people are like, I can't believe you're a Democrat. Motherfucker, man. I'm from the D. You can't beat.
That's what I try to tell people, man. You know.
Please preach, brother.
People say, but you have money now. And it's like, motherfucker, I come from poverty. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
No one in this room inherited anything.
Nah.
No one here inherited anything.
Well, I did get $417 million from my dad, but I was banked for up when we tried to open the Taj Mahal. Oh, wait, that's Trump.
Oh, that's not you. Yeah.
Suck a dick.
All right, wrap us up, somebody. Give us the last question tonight.
My mom, I don't follow politics. You know what I mean? My mom.
You're lucky.
I just lost her a few months ago.
Oh, God,
my
sorry.
mom had an extreme vendetta against Trump, and she taught me everything I needed to know. My mom wanted to snipe him. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, bro, whatever you do, man, make sure you vote. Make sure everybody make sure you vote, because they say if 55% of the country goes out and votes, he'll win. But if 60% of the country go out and vote, Harris will win. So we got to get out and vote. So get out and vote. And vote blue.
All right, wrap us up, somebody. Who do we got? Who's going to close the show? Josh, what was a match or angle you had the most fun doing, and a match angle you absolutely hated?
That question for me?
Yep.
Sure.
Shit. Oh, I didn't want to wrestle at MLW. The what was it called? Sweet ass Royal Rumble thing they did. It was 40 people. But it was just recently because I thought my last match in Japan was fresh. I wanted that to be it. But what I've been doing is I've been trying to kiss the canvas of every promotion. Like what that means is like, I've been to WWE, I've been to WCW, I've been to TNA, I've been to Ring of. I want to kiss the canvas, So literally, I've been kissing the canvas. MLW, NWA, Billy Corgan's, GCW, Big Japan, and so what was my point?
You're trying to get into every Fed.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? And I would like to do AEW.
What was wrong with the Battle Royal? Why didn't you like it?
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Kev. I didn't want to wrestle. I just wanted that to be my retirement, so I could say my last match was in Japan,
Right.
But they were like, and I wanted to appear in MLW because I respect them, you know what I mean? But they were like, well, we need you to wrestle, and I was like, all right, fuck it. And I got in there and I did it and it went cool. But, and he made a good point. He was like, well, at least your last match was with, 39 other guys. And I was like, all right, cool, good.
Did you know who Jade is? That from the WBE, the black girl Jade?
No.
So she came from AEW, and she's a college basketball player. I think she went to Jacksonville State or Jacksonville University or whatever. But she's like really a beautiful girl. She's a beautiful girl. and they just went over and did 3 shots in Tokyo. And on her Instagram, she was standing in front of Ribera's Steakhouse with the motherfucking Ribera jacket on. And I typed to her. I said, now you're definitely one of the boys. Like, I saw her. I said, like, it was so fucking cool to see this pretty motherfucking girl. Yeah, there it is, man. I mean, that's so fucking live.
Man, I'm such a pussy. I was there with my girlfriend. We're waiting in line, and they were like, it's about another 45 minutes. I was freezing. My girl was really freezing worse. You know what I mean? And I was going in there to get my jacket. And with Pondo brought me over. But I bailed, man.
I mean, you know what? That's like the Trevi Fountain. If you throw a fucking coin over your fucking shoulder, you got to go back to Rome. So last time I fucking went to Rome like an asshole, I threw a coin over my shoulder. So I'm going back to Rome.
Be there in a week.
So fuck, man. Like, don't worry. Not getting your Ribera jacket means you got to go back. That's all.
That's what I'm saying. I'm already going back.
Yeah.
I got to have a retirement match in Japan.
Yep, you got to, man. So, yeah. And my first one is the brown one with the yellow fucking trim. Ugliest motherfucking Ribera jacket of all time. But you had to get that motherfucking Ribera jacket with some Zubaz. Dude, you were a pro wrestler in fucking 1989.
Some fan somewhere will make a "You have AIDS" sign once you get that jacket. And let me remind everyone that Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast Heat, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver, producer Steve Kaufman, graphics by Dominic DeAngelo. Title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson. Theme song by Dale Oliver. Technical research by Tristan Nash. Copyright 2024, Butch and Sundance Media. Jay, did you have a good time?
Fuck yeah, man. I want to come back, man.
So maybe I'll take every other week off, Kev. He could host with you, and I'll
No, he'll be our George Gobel
for the Tonight Show, right?
Tonight Show. Google it. If you don't know who that is, Google it out there, motherfuckers.
Customer service never answers the thing.